Wisdom is the key to all you desire. Okay? For wisdom is better than rubies. In all things one may desire cannot be compared with it. That's from Proverbs 8:11. From Proverbs 3:13 to 14, it says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding. For it is more profitable than the silver and yields better returns than gold." Now, that's a very big statement, guys, and I want to really break this down for you to really be able to understand why I believe that wisdom is truly the key to all you desire. Well, when we break this down here, we realize that wealth that comes the quickest goes the quickest. How many times have you guys heard of someone? How many times have you guys heard of a story of someone winning the lottery, right? An abundance of wealth just flows within their life, yet they lose it just as quick as they received it. Why is that? Well, it's because that individual didn't gain the wisdom in order to retain that money. That individual didn't even have the wherewithal to understand how money works. That individual didn't have the wherewithal to realize that in order to retain that money, in order to keep it for a substantial amount of time, they actually have to acquire a certain amount of wisdom, a certain amount of knowledge that would thus result in them being able to keep that money that they so wish to keep. For wisdom is better than rubies, and all things one may desire cannot be compared with it. And you may hear that wisdom is better than rubies, and you may disagree with it entirely. You may think that that's not true, right? Rubies are better, right? Gold is better, silver is better because it's something I can actually use, right? Wisdom is just wisdom, right? Not true. Wisdom is just wisdom if not applied. Knowledge is not power unless applied. You have to be able to acquire this wisdom and actually be able to apply it, right? So how do we do that? How do we acquire wisdom in the first place? That's where we have to start, right? Because if wisdom is better than rubies and all things one may desire cannot be compared with it, we should obviously be looking at places where we can actually find wisdom. So let's break this down here, right? Where can we find wisdom? Okay? Where to find wisdom? And here's the reality, guys. I want to break this down, but I want you to also understand that you know these things. I really truly don't need to even be breaking these things down for you. You know to go to the gym and work out and get healthier, right? You know what it takes, right? I mean, stop eating shit and go to the gym, right? You know what it takes to educate yourself. You have to read the books. You have to go to school. You have to not even necessarily go to school, but you can take a course. You can learn from a mentor. You can learn from a coach. You can do all these things that you know would ultimately allow you to acquire more wisdom, which would result in you being able to have the key to all you desire, but you don't do it. Why don't you do it? Well, you don't have a strong enough why. You don't have a definite of purpose in why you're actually trying to acquire that wisdom, trying to acquire that knowledge that is at your fingertips. To everybody, that if you're just to grasp it, if you're just to take advantage of what is in front of you, you will have all that you desire because you will have acquired more wisdom. You will have acquired more knowledge and wherewithal to be able to have the desires that you wish for. Wealth that comes the quickest goes the quickest, right? And why does it go the quickest? Why does that? Why do these lottery winners, right, lose all the money as quick as they received it? Well, it's once again because they didn't receive the wisdom. They didn't actually seek it out. Right? They took a bet on themselves, they took a gamble on themselves, but they're still the same person. Regardless of the money in their bank account, they're still the same individual with still the same mindsets, with still the same amount of knowledge, with still the same amount of wisdom. And so wisdom is acquired through experience. So if these individuals never had experience of financial literacy, of financial competency, they're going to be the same person and they're going to lose it just as quick as they received it because they don't have that knowledge yet. So what I mean by knowledge and wisdom is you have to put yourself out there. So where to find wisdom is by experience, okay? You have to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to experience things. You have to be able to actually have the willingness to want to learn, to want to interact with individuals, to want to try new things. You'll never learn anything sitting on your fucking couch, and you know that. And if I can be of some pushing, motivating factor for you to go out there and do something that's actually productive, I will be that. You could click off this video right now if you need to do that. But I challenge you to listen a little bit more because what I tell you will ultimately help you. It will allow you to gain more wisdom. And so I actually commend you and I actually give you props for the fact that you're actually taking the time to learn this YouTube video because it all ties back in. You're learning more wisdom, right? You're learning the wisdom that it takes to ultimately get to the key of all you desire, right? And now you've acquired this mindset and you've acquired this mentality that wealth that comes the quickest goes the quickest because in order to retain the money that you actually acquired, you have to learn it first. You have to learn how to retain it. You have to learn how to make it. You have to learn how to keep it. You have to learn how to save it. And if you don't have that, you'll still be the same person regardless of the amount of money that you actually have. Because as it came quick, it'll go just as quicker. It'll go just as quick. And so Understand where to find it is through experience, putting yourself out there, opening up your awareness for different things to flow into your life to allow you to gain more experience, right? Whether that be talking to people, meeting new people, trying new things, building a business. Do the things that have been sitting in your head. I encourage every single one of you, if you have a fucking dream, go after it. Go get it, right? Take what's yours. Because the only thing that's going to come out of that, regardless if you quote unquote fail, right? I promise you, you'll have gained more wisdom as a result, regardless if you fail or succeed. And failure and succeeding is very relative in the mind of individuals. It doesn't mean one thing for another individual, right? They're all different. One person's idea of failure could be different from another. One person's idea of success could be different from another. And so what I'm trying to encourage all of you to think about and all of you to ponder upon is that it's all bullshit. Failure and success is bullshit. It's all relative to the mind, right? I choose to view success as gaining wisdom, regardless if I quote unquote fail to other people's opinions, right? That in my book is a success. I'm gaining wisdom. I'm gaining experience. I'm becoming smarter. I'm becoming someone with more wherewithal on the idea of financial success, on the idea of how to achieve my financial dreams and all the desires that I wish for. And so experience is key. Number 2, seeking info, right? What are ways that we can seek info? Well, we could read, right? We could watch podcasts. We could watch YouTube videos. We could listen to someone. We could listen to a speech. There are so many ways to seek information. They're at your fingertips. And again, this video is not to tell you what to do. It's a reminder, because all of you know what the fuck to do. You're just not doing it. You're scared of judgment. You're scared of, failing. Failing is bullshit. It's fake. There is no such thing as failure. It is all the perspective of the individual that sees it as a failure. So if you just do what you want to do and you seek info and you experience more, you'll gain more wisdom as a result. The reason you're not getting the wisdom and learning the things that you want to learn is because you're not putting yourself out there enough. You're not trying new things. You're not experiencing new experiences. And so I encourage all of you to get the fuck out there. Get up and start doing. Start putting your energy into this world. Start exerting it, because you'll get more wisdom as a result. And as a result, you'll get the desires that you wish for. I'm going to finish with this quote up here. To him without wisdom, gold comes not often and goes away quickly. But to him who seeks the wisdom, riches comes and works as his dutiful slave. This is from a book that I'm reading called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I want to read you a quote. And it says, the inexperienced owner of gold, who trusts to his own judgment and invests it in business or purposes with which he is not familiar, too often finds his judgment imperfect and pays with his treasure for his inexperience. I'm going to read that one more time for you because it's a lot. The inexperienced owner of gold, who trusts to his own judgment and invests it in his business or purposes with which he is not familiar, too often finds his judgment imperfect and pays for it with his treasure for his inexperience. What does that mean, right? The reason why you're losing the money that you're having, right? You could be making $1 million a year, but I've heard of plenty millionaires that lose that money instantaneously because they have not sought the wisdom to keep that money. It's not a substantial source because it goes away just as quickly as it comes. So regardless of the amount of money you make, it doesn't matter. It's the wisdom that you had behind that money. The wisdom comes prior to that. And so he who has gold but doesn't have the wisdom to retain that money or to make more of it will lose it just as quick as it comes. Money that you should be seeking. It should be wisdom. Because money will not ultimately get you the desires that you're seeking for. Wisdom will. Wisdom will, as a direct result of acquiring it, retain that money just as much as it retains the wisdom. You have to understand that wisdom is how you keep it. You don't keep money by making more money. That's not how it works. You'll put it towards stupid investments. You won't have any judgment other than what you know already. And so in order to become betterly financially astute, and in order to acquire more wisdom, you have to seek it. You have to experience new things, right? You have to seek info. And you have to understand that wisdom comes first over all. Seek the wisdom, because as a result, you'll thank yourself. You'll be more financially astute. You'll have the desires that you wish for, and you'll become a better person as a result. And it's a very simple message, but a lot of people neglect it. A lot of people overlook it. And that's why there's so many individuals. 95% of millennials have less money today than they should in their savings account. 95% of millennials have almost zero savings. And so if you can just compete a little bit, just apply yourself and apply the idea that wisdom comes before all, you will succeed in life. So God bless all of you. I wish nothing but abundance and love for you. I hope this video made some impact in your life. And know and remember that wealth that comes the quickest goes the quickest. And that wisdom is the key to all you desire. Also remember, to him without wisdom, gold comes not often and goes away quickly. But to him who seeks this wisdom, riches come and work as his dutiful slave. God bless. Enjoy your day.